reversal of
Yeah, you have to break the grip.
And only I want to go pop.
Got to break the grip.
Pop. There you go.
More of that.
Yeah. Less of the upper
Yeah.
arm, more of this.
Here it's just, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it. I got it.
Yeah.
And then whack.
You don't want so much upper arm because you don't want to give him a lot of time to respond to this. If I do big upper arm, he gets a little advantage.
Okay. So faster. He's saying if you keep the right at the wrist, then then there's less. You can be right back on him. Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to hit me in the face. And I am. I might hit you in the face. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. This part of your arm swing. See if you can isolate it through here. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. You don't want it to travel very far.
Probably not. Right. Probably this way. Go through this. So there. Sorry, I took it a bit too far. There.
Yeah.
There. And so what I was doing before was too much arm. So here, and then the body does it. That will get more of the reaction out of you, right? Because when we see bodies, you know what I mean. So you turn here and you release it there, and it's that body commitment that really gets the old hindbrain. Yeah.
Once it's in my center,
Yeah.
it's going to stay in my center.
I mean, this is scary. There's no question you would defend. But this, you see real intent. You see the centers closing, and you go, wah!
Yeah.
So, yeah. See, I almost can't get my hand up fast enough. Yeah. So yeah. Now let's.
You're restraining an arm, for instance, to prevent the withdrawal of a weapon over here, right?
Yes.
I don't want him to get his damn sword up. So I'm gonna get right. That's right.
All right. Now, is there after the wrist? I come here. I break it here. Arm or arm and center included with it more, or is there just not time for that? You here or here?
I would do your body.
Okay.
Right.
Because we were discussing that would be more. That would get more of a reaction. Yeah, that's not
This
as
waving my arm to hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Peripherally doesn't look like much to him.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
That feels like something.
Okay.
So when
Sit.
your body
You turn. It turns. It turns into it.
All
Yes.
Gyakugamiates, when we have the Gyakugamiate in the 1723, if you wave your hand at their face, even violently, even throwing elbows at them, it's not the same effect as when the body gets behind it. So often when we think about eye threat, we think, oh, we're threatening his eye with my hand.
But it's not. You're right.
You're threatening his body with your whole body entering that space
Mm-hmm.
behind the hand. And the peripheral vision is doing the job of saying, he's hitting me, ow. Whoa, very different.
Yes.
Very different.
It is. Yeah.
So when the body's committed behind the activity of going to the face, it gets a different visceral effect in their nervous system.
The moving object fills my peripheral vision.
Right.
I mean, it's
I've seen tons and tons of this that have been, you could hit them in the face, you might poke them in the eye, you might hit them in the nose, it could hurt. But that thing, it can tell you, I didn't get my damn hands up. But it's like, because something in my center is going to jump out and pounce on his face, and he knows it. Yes. And it's like, there's bad things coming. There's something in his primate brain, or his lizard brain, or his some kind of deep brain that goes, oh, fuck.
I have poked the bear.
That's right. Things are going to jump out and go boo. So you want things that go really boo. You don't want, very few exceptions. You don't really want this sort of action there. Mm-hmm. It can happen sometimes there. There are weird little actions like this, but for eye threats, I don't think so. Not so much. There's this. The one that flashes from underneath, and that's about the only one that's like that.
Yeah.
That I know of. Cool?
So the next one?
Yeah. I'm going to get her now.
So again, we're doing the same thing. We're turning, we're taking I'm going to take that wrist away.
She took it away.
Then I'm going to turn in again,
Yeah, she's
do that.
mean.
And then I'm going to hit him again.
Sit.
That just gets him back. It gets my hand in the right place.
Right.
Then I'm going to take him around. And we don't stop there really, but we could. And then Shionagi, and then that's the end.
And that's just a representative ending. Be aware
Right.
of that. From the point that you start coiling, you could do lots of different cool things at the end.
Shall I grab you?
Okay. Ah, what are you going to do? You going to grab me, you mean person? Bam, I hit her. And this has come up to threaten her face a bit. And for whatever reasons, maybe she's bumped into the bar stool. I don't know. That just
I'm not down.
It might throw her off right there. Bam, right? If it doesn't, from the point we get to here,
Oh, yeah.
you have all kinds of goodies. You have the Mayatoshis, we understand. You have all the things that coil under and break the arm. You could consider things like, I wonder if there's a way to coil this and not go up. Yeah, right.
Christmas.
In which case you just slip under from that point. If you had a more violent bent, you could consider ukemi at that place. Anytime you slip under an arm, there's a potential for doing a side fall that becomes catastrophic. That's interesting to play with, but I don't recommend it for daily consumption. Okay. So what's in the kata here? Boom, boom, boom. Coil is a Shionagi action, right? Basic Shionagi. But just be aware that Shionagi is sort of covering a piece of ground with lots of different territory in it. Okay. It's like a broad brush stroke within which are a bunch of different interesting side trips you might want to take. Okay?
Shionagi would be the big movement that all the smaller...
There's a bunch of smaller, more interesting things that are possible within it. Shionagi is just there to sort of be a placeholder to contain those things that you might want to look at sometime.
Yeah, because in the
she could be doing, or I could be doing, or one of us could be doing things which would be into the thread the needle variety of things right here, right? Mm-hmm. Those are very sucky. As we see with Howard and Joe and their work, you have the full coil and then you don't go up at all. You just slip underneath and take it straight down. Pretty nasty stuff. Lots of fun things. Anyway, don't want to get too distracted about it. Just be aware that once this has happened in the process, you have all kinds of cool things, which may or may not be Shionagi. They all exist in that same ballpark. You don't want to get locked into a sort of vapor lock of it. It has to be that. Depending on what you're dealing with, you start into this coil. It may die right there. You get some heavier person. I'm dealing with Robert. It might just go boom, and at that bottom point, it may be over. You will not lift. You know, you can push on it all day, and you're just going to run into a wall. That's a good time to remember, oh, I can just slip under that. Cool? Okay. Anyway, go ahead. Be careful with it. Try.
So this is the side.
Hit me again there. And then this arm can take it through, yes. And then that's your, yes.
Yeah. One we've
Who
been
thought
looking
we'd get there?
Which side am I grabbing?
Okay, you can grab me. I guess you can grab this side. And we're going to turn it, rip it away again.
She's mean.
And I'm a little too far away to be the
I
threat,
get back.
right?
I'm like, hey, you can't hit me in the nose. I'm back here.
So I'm here, and he's too far away.
Right. I have not.
And so
she does mean shit. Here's
and
the
you
mean
just kind of
shit.
go under the arm, and it wraps. You don't have to make it wrap.
Right.
It wraps.
So they're out of range for her secondary strike. And because the range has expanded slightly, and it doesn't have to expand a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just...
So you attack
really
you?
don't want to... I'm going to attack you again. As uke, you don't really need to back up a bunch or anything. You just want to be
There.
not available with your
There.
face right here.
Right.
You can be here.
There.
This is sufficient. This is great.
And so that can't work anymore.
Can't get me,
So
ha-ha.
there's, I guess, a bailout.
Right, right. If I'm coming back up to middle to try to center on her again, she needs to leave that vicinity. And so as she's
Let me grab you.
faced with that,
So,
boom, I'm coming. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's better to have something that,
motivates her
yes.
to be getting out of dodge. That also puts me in this pocket of, well, that was dumb of me, right? She's just The reason I'm still standing up is she's a nice person. She just doesn't have an opinion about it right now. Have an opinion, Courtney.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And it doesn't take a lot of force. When I
No,
say
it
have
doesn't.
an opinion, it just means have a little directionality in what's going on in that entanglement, and you have a huge amount of control.
so let
So
me
don't be
attack
confused
you.
about her being, oh, she's so nice. She's going to attack me so pleasantly. That's so good.
Oh, well,
Which side? This side?
this is, no, well, I guess it's supposed to be this side.
I don't really care.
This side, okay, fine.
Okay, so I do this thing here. Bam. And I would like to hit her when she's too far away. And she might have some malice and forethought about
So-
squaring up. I say, wow.
Yeah, whoa.
Thing.
Whoa.
And as I get to this sort of place, again, all sorts of opportunities present themselves. This is the first one that comes to mind. We've seen these sorts of things, right? These things down here and down here come to my mind as well. It has to do with messing with her. Stepping on her foot by itself is pretty bad. Hitting her in the back of the head also comes to mind, although that would be a terrible thing to do. Just decide
Holy
you might
cow.
want a little more of something on that arm. Gives her some emphasis.
Walking backwards.
I can walk a little bit.
Sorry.
Could let her go. Lots of ways to let her go, too. It's just that once the arm entanglements occurred, boom, slip under, slide through, reach back here and get here.
Jeez.
You just want to know you have a lot of different mojo here, okay? And explore with your friends at your leisure. I tend to get there and turn into caveman Mongo, you know. But you could do all sorts of elegant things. Classical Aikido responses would include wonderful reach through placement.
Whoa.
Maybe locking, maybe just letting it fall through or out, or coming to a reversal lock. All kinds of fun things, right? So you don't have to get too fixated on kake. So just kind of let yourself free associate a little bit. I think of all the places in these advanced katas where that sort of thing is appropriate, this kata seems to me the most open-ended. We have some kata-oriented endings that we've come to know and see as the standard deals. But yeah, by the time you're screwing around with this kata, there's should be a lot of variety possible for you. You shouldn't be fixated on the one right way to end it, right? At least not around here. Other places in the world might be the perfect thing to do. Around here, not so much. Cool? Cool. Okay, thank you.
Try that.
Okay, try it.
Last one.
Number last.
And you can make your plane. Excellent.